building a car, it's not a bad idea to take the car for a car wash and hand wash it. In doing so, you'll gather every detail. Every flaw gets noticed. Using that same logic, I'm going to walk you through the details of the drawing process here. One of many ways to dress this switchback staircase system up is to clad the existing structure with solid walnut. This certainly doesn't have to be walnut, nor does it have to be solid wood. A budget-minded approach in using walnut would be to use a little bit of solid walnut and veneer core walnut plywood. After taking numerous pictures and measurements, I'll start honing in on the measurements and the layout with accuracy. Understand that the video content here is just a simple, time-saving approach. Of course, we'll have a site visit soon to go over these details and discuss what direction we'd like to go. But before we do, I think this is a sensible way to help you understand the skeleton within this structure. And you can pause this video whenever you'd like to help in the study of the details of an approach I'm working on. The obvious confusing part of this system is within the transition of the switchback. I try to simplify this as I work through this drawing. As I go along here, I'm trying to show you many different views and from specific angles. There's a good reason for this, and I'll touch on that later in this video. The first portion of the stairs are pretty straightforward, and you'll notice that I have labeled each step 1 through 5. They, of course, start from the bottom of the system on the main level of the home. The triangular steps that make up the landing are steps 6 through 9, and the upper straight run are steps 10 through 13. As I start getting an in-depth understanding of how this staircase was built, I start to simplify this and eliminate what's not necessary and play around with the space that's left. You can tell that I'm actually just playing around with different angles here. As I explore the space that is between the two staircase runs, I start leaning into the idea that maybe there is a need for a backbone here. This may be a great asset because it is a great way to make connections and receive design elements. I'm unsure of what's beneath the flooring. Adding onto the edge of the stringer may help me to add stability to the newel post. This concept could be used at the transition as well. As I play around with the dimensions of this, I realize that the size of this looks like it needs to be larger so as to receive either a handrail or something that a handrail is connected to. Towards the end of this video, I do make it larger. This is where things start falling apart in my drawing program. If you look closely, it starts to take on a semi-transparent skeletal form. I find out later that there's something that I do while adding details and keep drawing that causes this, but it's easy to remedy. I didn't know this at this point on how to fix this, so I started over. Going back to my original analogy, I'm really getting this car clean. Of course, starting your drawing over isn't fun, but it does help to better understand what exactly the two staircases are doing and their proximity to one another. It's hard to believe that without steps 6 through 9, this is how the staircases would look. As I break down each section and simplify the drawing in this space, leaving the walls out is a great help. It's obvious that this definitely helps the drawing process, but it takes away from the proportions and the scale of the space I've been striving for. Going forward, I play around with making the handrail connect to the newel post, to the transition newel post, then to the wall post at the very top. All the while, building this in my mind and getting an idea of the order in which the actual build will have to go. It's extremely important to know that I'm leaving in view the core of the post structures at the bottom of the stairs, the transition newel post, and at the top of the stairs where the handrail finally terminates. It's certainly fair to wonder what's next. Now that we have some of the ingredients for my approach to how I'd like to build this, keeping that in mind, we can start making finish selections, hardware selections, and having a discussion about newel caps and other design elements. I'm presenting this collection of drawings so as to collect thoughts, opinions, and discussion topics for the other associated handrail system and how this construction might work there.